Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and this is the Cash Stuffing Nurse. It's been a while, over a month and a half or so, since my last video for you guys. And I've missed filming and cash stuffing and all of that good stuff. So first we'll start with a life update. As you can see, I do have a new budget book here, but we'll get into that later. So as you guys may know, I was sick for actually quite a while back in September, with what I just thought was COVID or some type of respiratory infection. I was super short of breath. A couple times I actually had to call in to work, and it wasn't just like one day. I literally had to call in for my entire weekend, which I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights as a critical care nurse. But there were a couple of times I had to literally call in for the entire weekend. So that lasted for literally the weekend after my birthday until mid-October. I'm going back and forth with shortness of breath and just not able to honestly really do my basic like life care, like cooking, showering, dressing myself. So that lasted honestly a lot longer than it should have. But I eventually did go into my primary care doctor, ran a whole bunch of tests, and those tests actually came back as indications of leukemia. So I had, after that night, I was admitted directly into a tertiary care center in Indianapolis. So I was up there for 20 days receiving emergent chemo and emergent medications and biopsies and all that good stuff. So 20 days from about October 11th, I came home on Halloween, and I have to go back every month for 5 days to receive chemo. So yeah, that has pretty much been my life since August or September 4th. My birthday is on the 28th of August. September 4th is when I noticed swollen lymph nodes, and I just thought it was my body trying to fight an infection. And little did I know, this is where we are. It was not infection, but ultimately cancer diagnosis. So that's been hard to deal with. First of all, it's right after my birthday. Second of all, I have children and a husband and a house and a life that I literally had to stop. Just physically couldn't care for my children. Couldn't go to work. There's a lot of couldn'ts there. So, but I will say, as a testament to this process and to cash stuffing and various challenges, I had a good amount of an emergency fund, which I'm really excited about. I had a really good emergency fund kind of setback. As you know, I was doing like kind of a debt binder with various scratch offs in order to pay off a credit card. I took all that money, put it in the bank. I was doing the baddies and budgets, 52 week. I took all that money, put it in the bank, and then my $10 challenge, I took all that to the bank. So all that money, I had enough to pay, I believe, for the remainder of October, all of November, and all of December. Bills should be covered out of that amount. And then I have an official 3 to 6 month emergency fund, plus a base emergency fund that should cover January. And hopefully I will be able to go back to work in January. I have treatments in November and December. Like I said, I have to go back to Indianapolis for 5 days of strictly inpatient care and chemo. So hopefully sorry guys, my phone kind of ran out of enough time to film, so I have to go figure that out too. But like I said, I have to go back in November and December, and my oncologist is saying about 4 or 5 of those monthly visits, and then we'll relook at things. So in the meantime, I am completely starting over with savings challenges. We are trying to figure out a new budget method. Before, we had like a joint account, and then my husband's rest of his paycheck went into his personal, and he paid his car payment and kind of did his own thing. And then same for me. I have my personal account, and I pay my car payment, and I have student loans that I was paying out of that, as well as like some little credit cards. For the most part, I try not to spend, but I have them paid off. And I like to put small purchases on them just to keep them active. And so the companies don't close it and don't like reduce my credit line. So I'll pay that out of my personal account. But we are right now in the joint account because we really just have bills to pay. My husband went back to work this past week, and he will take FMLA when I'm in the hospital. So we're trying to figure that out as well. And I'm pulling money from our emergency fund to pay the household bills. So just a lot of different moving parts that I'm trying to figure out as well. So it was time to look and reevaluate for a new budget planner. So of course, Miss Salisa at Beautifully Me and You came out with another budget planner just in time. And this is the Easy Cash Budget Weekly Planner 2nd edition. And with this one, it has the whole month layout. So this is for November, and I had leftover stickers, so I use the stickers. Next month, I don't think I will, just because there's a lot going on, and there's some days that have like 3 bills. I don't have stickers big enough. And honestly, for me, this is quite busy, if you can see. Let me see if I can zoom out. You can see the whole month. So this is kind of the whole month spread. As you can see, like this day has 3 bills that come out. I believe this one actually has 4, and my stickers are bigger than my squares, so it looks really messy right now, but I wanted to use some stuff up. I do have stickers like this. However, I kind of want to know the amounts. So, I mean, the icons are cute, but I don't want to write off to the side how much. So next month for December, I'll probably go back and just like decorate my page like I usually like to do. And then write in my bill dates and use my payday stickers to highlight paydays. And I do still put my payday just so I'm aware of kind of the flow of our funds and things like that. So yeah, this is the new planner. And then the expense tracker, which I don't usually use the expense tracker. Well, I wasn't, because my personal stuff came out of my personal money. But I may need to use this since everything is kind of in one account right now. I'm not sure. Like I said, this is a trial and error. And it will be for the next couple of months as we figure out how things are going to flow. But every quarter she puts... Sorry, I had a kid come in. But every quarter she has a challenge. So this is a $200 challenge. And we will probably use these little small challenges throughout the month to add extra money to medical bills. I still have to kind of catch up and figure out and set things on payment plans, which just does not sound fun because I know I'll be sitting on the phone and all that good stuff. But It needs to be done so we keep our heads above water. So this is our monthly budget for the month of November. I'm not sure. Let me zoom you guys in. So yeah, okay. So for the month of November, our emergency fund, we have our income $3,100 for just our regular bills. And then I went back through and looked through some of my sinking funds. I had half a car payment actually stuffed in my car payment envelope, which I forgot about. So for the month, and this payment is for the month of December. I've already paid my car payment for November. So for December, I'll only have to take out $225. Plus the $225 that's in there. I did receive a gift from a friend of $100. My husband is estimated hopefully to bring in $1,800, and then I had some money that I loaned out returned to me of $1,400. So income for this month is $66.25 is what I'm budgeting. And then I have our tithes of $150, which I need to get back to tithing. And I strictly did that for the money that was returned and for the gift money. So that's $1,500. And I took $150 to tithe with. And then bills are $3,100. His car payment is $692. And mine is $225 is what I'm pulling. Thanksgiving. So I had to determine this year, way before all of this happened, that I was not going to cook this year for Thanksgiving because actually I had to work Thanksgiving. And my husband, he works literally the day before, maybe the day after, depending on how things work. So we weren't cooking, we were catering in. So I actually, my brother and my parents, we decided to chip in for this catered meal, and our portion is $150 of that. So our bill total is $43.17, and the remaining is the $23.08. And going through, this is her new budget planner. I realized where she has the black boxes of total and remaining, you can't write there because you can't see. So this is the total for my bills, and this is the remaining. It's not in the right boxes, but we're gonna make this planner work. So I talked to my husband about our cash envelopes, and for now, I think I'm going to keep the same method and the same numbers that we had as we were working, though I don't think we're going to use as much. It was just easier in my mind because I'm familiar with these numbers, just to keep it for now. And also with my cash envelopes, if I wasn't spending anything in these envelopes, I'd roll it over to the savings challenge. And that kept me in budget and in line, and then also saving a little bit more. And I think I'm going to do that because my husband really wants to, as quickly as possible, resupply our emergency fund. So I have the 100 envelope challenge. I believe this is maybe like the only thing we're going to really hit as hard as possible. Is going to be this 100 envelope because this will resupply our emergency fund. So rollover money will go towards this big savings challenge. And then, as you guys know, I don't know if you've haven't watched me before, I have maybe like 20 sinking funds that I kind of micromanage to make sure everything that we kind of use throughout the year, throughout life, gets resupplied and is funded. So I've picked three. So car maintenance, we have tags coming up in December to be paid. I do have money for that. However, I don't want to completely deplete it, and then I'm stuck, kind of, especially with winter coming up. And my husband did say that he possibly will need some brakes. So I have $250 for tags. And both of our tags together are about $500. We looked that up. So I have half this month, and we'll do half next month. Hair. So hair is big for us. I have one daughter that's getting her hair done this week. One is in braids and she kind of shaves the edges. So I want to keep that. And then hair supplies for everybody. So I wanted to make sure we have a little bit in there. And then we did, the week that I actually had to go into the hospital, we ended up getting a puppy. Timing in my life is just amazing sometimes. So we ended up getting a puppy. It's a Shih Tzu, and I will put a picture here on the screen of him. His name is Prince, but Prince still needs shots and food and all that stuff. So I did $100, and that may actually come out of some emergency fund money as well. I'm not sure. I don't think he's due for shots. I think I still have a couple weeks. So, but we'll start his envelope with $100 in it, and then the 100 envelope is $218. Because again, I want to push and get as much emergency money as we possibly need. Yes, I hopefully will go back to work in January, but you know, cancer kind of does its own thing. So we'll see how that works. And then I do went ahead for our medical debt tracker, $75. I think I have right now 3 bills, or 2 that I've posted and 1 that I know that's coming. And you know, these people have whatever price that they want and payment plan. $25 a bill is what I can afford right now, and that's what we're going to pay. We'll call and see if they'll put that into writing, but that's all I can afford this month. So that's kind of what they're going to get. So yeah, this is our budget. Let me zoom you out. This is our monthly budget. It is a work in progress. And it's very new for me to try to factor in my husband's bills and my bills. And yeah, kind of be together, I guess, on income. So, and then the rest of her planner, it does give the weekly budget, which of course you guys know I absolutely love. And then the cash stuffing tracker is over here. She has 4 or 5 of these, and then it's the next month. So this does not have the debt tracker in it. However, I do have, again, I purchased from her. It is an Easy Snowball debt tracker, which I will show you guys once I have it set up, for some of these bills, how to work that and how we're going to work that for all this stuff that's going to be rolling our way. But I did want to go ahead and put some money into our 100 envelope. And I honestly made this myself. Oh, there's money in here. I made this myself. I wanted a 100 envelope kind of binder. But I'm also the type that if I see it and I can find it on Amazon, I'll make it myself instead of buying it from someone. So I have $61, so I'm gonna do, maybe I'll do it this way. We have the $1, and again, if like I know I did grab personal money in my everyday envelopes when I stuff them, because you never know. I am kind of sort of out and about. I just take precautions. Really, it's kind of like COVID precautions. Mask, use sanitizer. I try to go out like during the early part of the week, Monday through Wednesday, because it gets heavier towards the end of the week with more people. I try to be out really, I try to be out of the stores around 2 or 3, because that's when it gets heavy. People get off from work. I have not been going to my kids' homeschool activities. So yeah, those are kind of the things that I'm doing to keep myself out of, like, I guess, germy situations. And it's I won't say it's hard, but you know, it is cold and flu season, so have to be mindful of that as well. But yeah, if I don't use all of the cash envelopes, then we will stuff and add some extra money, as well as the money that we have budgeted for the month. So we are starting over, sinking funds. We are starting with a new planner. We are starting with a new budgeting system. I'm really starting with a new way of life, with the new medical diagnosis, as well as medical treatments. So yeah, this is, oh, sorry guys, the camera, but this is just a new season. Had to change my filming room around because our room is in the basement, and with multiple chemos, and I don't know how my strength is going to be, we had to readjust. And so now I have my bedroom upstairs and my filming room, and yeah, so. But I definitely thank you guys for coming and checking in with me and going through this life update. Hopefully, as I feel okay and things progress, I'll keep you guys updated, as well as continue to budget with you guys. Thanks for joining me. Bye.